Hi, my name is Brian Hastings. I'm co-founder of Veritas Logistics. And on our show today on logistics and leadership, we're going to talk about 5 ways to land new business, as well as how to service that business for the long-term partnership. Welcome back to the Logistics and Leadership Show. My name is Brian Hastings. I'm co-founder of Veritas Logistics. And on today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about a couple things. And the first one is something that we hear all the time from different people in the industry regarding how do I land more clients and how do I keep those clients happy? Now, the first thing goes, you have to have a strong belief system. And what that means is you have to actually believe that you are the best service provider in the industry. Without that, you're not doing yourself any favors. You're not doing your client any favors. There's thousands of shippers across the country and 24,000 brokerages. These shippers are being called every single day. And if you don't believe in your product or you don't believe in yourself, they're going to smell that over the phone and they're going to turn you away or get rejected and hang up. The second piece, your level of experience. Well, maybe you're brand new. Maybe you don't have a ton of experience in the industry. I'm telling you, you have to niche down into what you're good at or what your company focuses on. This gives you the opportunity to sound better on the phone and know what you are talking about. If you're mispronouncing different cities or you have no idea, or it seems like you have no idea about their shipments or the type of products that they move, you're not going to have a chance. So know your industry, niche down in a certain market to understand exactly who they are and what value you can bring. If you don't niche down, if you're trying to do everything, flatbed, reefer, van, any type of, shipments out there, you're not going to have the expertise and you're not going to have the knowledge to help out that client and bring long-term value. The third thing is you have to have honest communication with your clients, with your prospects. You have to do what you say you are going to do. Honest communication should be table stakes in this industry, and sometimes it's not. If you find yourself in a challenging situation, make sure you choose the harder right over the easier wrong. Now, you've landed the business. You've closed the client. What do we do next? Well, now you have to service the client. We are service providers. That's what we do in the brokerage world. So you have to service the client. And number one thing is you have to have a service first mindset. How do I service this client? How do I bring value on a daily basis? How do I do things that sets myself apart and sets me apart from everybody else in the industry, from the 4 or 5 different people that they might be using today, or the other people that are calling them on a daily basis? Now, if you are in it for the money, I'm telling you, that has a short shelf life. It is not going to last long, especially if there's an opportunity where maybe you misquoted on a load and you have to give a load back. To me, that should never be the case. If you want to build long-term relationships and long-term partnerships, you have to be a person of your word and make sure that if you do underquote or if you mess up a specific shipment, that you follow through with that shipment from A to B. We believe in not giving loads back to customers, especially if we're going to lose money on it. So what? You lose a couple $100, you move along, you live to see another day. Why is this service first mindset important? Well, in the day of advancing technology and AI and everything under the sun that wants to be automated, people are craving and humans are craving for that personal interaction. Remember the last time that you had a flight delayed or you had a flight canceled? Did you want to talk to a bot or did you want to talk to a human that can help you out and get you on the right flight to get home to see your family? More often than not, I would say that you'd rather speak to a human. And the last piece about client service and a service-first mindset is genuinely caring about that person's business and genuinely caring about your specific contact. We get so involved and so transactional in the day-to-day with this industry, taking time apart to make sure that you're developing an actual relationship that's fruitful for both parties. Now, these are just a few ways to land the business in our industry as well as servicing the client. Things that we hear from our customers and prospects and shippers all the time are when they get these phone calls, the person that's going to move the needle and the person that's going to get a follow-up or a second phone call or a virtual call are those people that know what they're talking about. So be well-versed. Be prepared, especially when you're making those calls and you're making 25 to 30 or maybe 50 a day if you're early on in your sales career. These are just a few of the ways that we've heard from shippers over time on, what to say and how to say it and what really moves the needle as opposed to just going through the motions of making specific sales calls. If you're a shipper, a manufacturer in our industry today, we would love to hear from you. You can go to our website. You can reach out to us directly. We want to do business with people that appreciate long-term partnerships and long-term relationships. So as we sit here today, we're sitting here in May 2025, and we're coming up on our 5-year anniversary in June. And man, I never would have thought this, but 5 years ago was the time that we put all our chips in the middle of the table. We jumped into the deep end, and we were trying to survive and trying to grind, especially through some of the hard times. Now we're coming up on that 5-year anniversary, and I just want to recall, why do we exist, and why did we think that we could start a company, and why, how can we do it a little bit differently? Our main vision, our main purpose is we want to be a people first company. And what does that mean? That's taking care of every single employee, every single shipping partner, every single business partner, every single vendor that we have, to make sure that we're doing business in the most professional manner. Now, I will tell you, during those times, I think we were, cooped up in our basement for, the first 24 months until we got an actual office space. And there were times where there's a lot of self-doubt that creeps in. And there's a lot of highs, and there's definitely a lot of lows, especially being an entrepreneur in this space. It was right around the time of COVID, and trying to, fight all the negativity and all the pessimism around that time. And here we are today, 5 years later. We're a growing company. We're looking to expand. We're looking to hire the right type of people. We're looking to do business with the right type of shippers and manufacturers that want those long-term partnerships and want those long-term relationships.